Hello, my dearly beloved Prep 1 students. How are you doing? I missed you so much. Now, let's have a new video presented to you from Al Ahram Modern School English Department by Mrs. Jihan Mustafa for Close-Up B1. Now we're going to start Unit 2. And the title of Unit 2 is Food, Food, Food. Of course, you already know what food is. And the definition of food is that it's any nutritious substance that people or animals eat or drink or that plants absorb in order to maintain life and growth. So as you can see in this picture, you can see a huge burger, and this was made in Canada to beat the Guinness record of the biggest burger ever, and the money made from this event was given to charity. Now let's move to the next part, which is the reading part. It's about olive and olive oil. Of course, olive is known for us as people who live in Egypt, which is a Mediterranean country. It's very famous among the Mediterranean people, and it's widely used. Of course, you already know olive and olive oil, and as you can see in these three pictures, this is olives. These are olives with leaves, so this is the raw material for making the olive. And in the second picture, you can see the olive oil being poured. And the third picture, these are like the bottles of olive oil in the factory. So let's find out some more information about olive and olive oil. But before we start the reading part, let's have a quick quiz about how much you already know about olives and olive oil. I need you to read the questions and try to guess and see how much you already know about them. For the first question, people have been growing olive trees for how many years do you think? 2,000, 4,000 or 6,000 years? 2. Which country produces the most olive oil in the world? Do you think it's Spain, Italy or Tunisia? 3. People used to use olive oil to, what do you think is the reason? To attack people, or to make cleaning products, or to fight religion? 4. We now know exactly why olive oil is good, because of olive growers, ancient traditions, or modern science. Now I need you to pause, write down your own answers, and then play the video and continue with the video and the reading part to find out whether your answers are correct or incorrect. Now we need to quickly read the passage and find out the answers to this quiz. Are you ready for that?
An oil for life. Maria Alcala of Madrid speaks for many Mediterranean people when she says that a meal without olive oil is boring. Knows when the Mediterraneans first fell in love with olives, because it was before people wrote and kept records. However, there is some evidence that people began growing olive trees around the Mediterranean Sea approximately 6,000 years ago. The Mediterranean countries still 99% of the world's olive oil, with Spain being the world's biggest producer. From ancient times, today, the basic process of producing the oil is the same. First, farmers crush the olives. Then, they take the liquid and separate the oil from the water. Many olive growers keep their ancient traditions and still harvest the olives hand. We harvest in the traditional way, says Don Celso, an olive farmer from Tuscany, Italy. It is less expensive to do it with machines, but it's more a social thing. 20 people come to help with the harvest, and we pay them in oil. Ancient civilizations used olive oil, money, and medicine. They even used it during the war. They would heat it up and drop it down on the enemy. days. It is still used in religious ceremonies, as it was in ancient times. It is also great for making fish and cheese stay fresh. There are even olive oil lamps and olive oil soaps. One important study showed that Mediterranean people have the hearts in the Western world. This is partly to do with frequently using olive oil. Other studies have shown that using olive oil can help to protect people from some types of diseases. The world is beginning to understand the advantages of using olive oil, and it isn't an unusual thing to see on dinner tables outside the Mediterranean region anymore. The olive oil producing countries now sell large of olive oil to countries in Europe, Asia, Africa, and North and South America. Olive oil improves the lives of people everywhere when it is part of a well-balanced. Ancient people knew about its benefits and modern science has confirmed them. Luckily, the Mediterranean people are happy to their secret with the world.
Now, after listening to the reading comprehension passage, of course, now you can check your answers and you can say for how many years people have been growing olives. That would be 6,000 years. Well done. Okay, which country produces the most olive oil in the world? That would be Spain. And people used to use olive oil to attack people, that's right. And we now know exactly why olive oil is good, because of modern science. I hope your answers are all correct. Now let's move to exercise C. I need you to read the incomplete sentences below, then look at each gap carefully. What type of word do you need for each gap? This is a very important part to think about before you think about the word itself. What's the type of the word, or what's the part of speech for the word that you need to fill in the gap with? To start with, butter and olive oil are both fats, but olive oil is a space fat. Here you have the gap before the word fat, and the word fat, of course, is a noun. So the word that usually comes before the noun is an adjective. Yes, it's an adjective that describes the noun. And is better space you, because it space your body from. And is better space you. It's better. What kind of a word do we need here? I guess we need here a preposition, because it space your body. So most probably it does something to your body. So here you need a verb. It space your body from space. What kind of a word you can put here? Adjective, pronoun, preposition, verb, noun. What do you think? Yes, a noun. Well done. You need a noun here. Okay, here are the answers. Let's move to the next part. During reading the passage about olives and olive oil, we have come across these words. The first word, or the first verb, is crush. To crush means to press something very hard and to break it. This is what they do with the olives in order to make them turn into oil. Harvest, it's a verb that means to pick and collect crops. This is what the farmers do in the farms. Fresh, when your food is fresh, that means it's like new. It's not preserved and it's not old. Improve, when you improve something, it's a verb that means to make something better. This is what it means to improve. For example, you can say, I have improved in my English lessons. That means you are better and you're doing better. After this, I need you to find the meanings or the definitions for these words, which you will find in the reading part. Now, I need you to pause the video, read the reading passage in your book, pages 18 and 19, and then answer the words with the definitions. After you finish reading, come to the video and check your answers. Number one, evidence. What do you think the word evidence means? I need you to read all the choices and then choose the best definition. 2. Process. 3. Liquid. 4. Civilization. And 5. Disease. The word evidence, or the noun evidence, means reasons for believing that something is or isn't true. Like when you have evidence that this man is the criminal or this man is the killer, so that you have reasons for believing that this is true. 2. Process. A process is a series of things that you do to make something, like the process of planting a tree, the process of drawing a diagram, or any kind of process. It's a series of things that you do to make something happen. 3. Liquid. Of course, you know what's a liquid. A liquid is something like water that you can pour easily. So it's like water, milk, juice, oil, and so on. Civilization, it's a large group of people with its own culture, like the ancient Egyptian civilization. 5. Disease, it's an illness or something that makes you very sick. So when you feel sick, you have a disease or an illness. Well done. For exercise E, let's choose the correct words to complete the sentences below. This is the reading strategy for this part. It's about choosing the right word or filling the gaps with the correct words. I need you to read all the paragraph and the choices and then decide which one is the best word to fit in within the gap. We have already decided which kind of a word do you need in order to complete the sentences. So here, butter and olive oil are both fats, but olive oil is here we need a noun. Sorry, we need an adjective. An adjective to describe the noun fat. So they are both fats, but olive oil is a space fat, lunch fat, good fat, unhealthy fat, or old fat. So lunch doesn't go here because it's a noun. Good may go, unhealthy and old are all adjectives. So now let's think about the meaning. Is it old fat? This is not what we mean. Unhealthy, is it unhealthy? Is the olive oil unhealthy? No, because it's really healthy and useful for your body. So the best choice here is good. And is better space you, because it space your body from. So it's better space you. Here we need a preposition. So eat cannot go here because it's a verb. On, from, for. Let's think about the best choice of these. So it's better from you, it's better on you, or it's better for you. For you makes sense. 3. Because it spaces your body. It makes your body. It likes your body. It protects your body. It healthy your body. Healthy doesn't go here. We need a verb. So which is the best choice? It's protects. It protects your body from. We need a noun. From what? From fat, from thin, from infection, from sleep. Here is the best option, and the noun that makes sense is infection. Okay. Now I need you to pause the video and read the passage again in order to be able to fill in the gaps. Within the passage itself you have gaps and you need to fill in the gaps with the correct choice of a word. After you finish reading, please resume the video and check your answers. For the first one, the sentence says, Space knows when the Mediterraneans first fell in love with olives because it was before people wrote and kept records. So, anyone knows, or everyone, or no one? Which one is the answer, do you think? No one, of course, no one knows because it was before people kept records. Number 2. The Mediterranean countries still space 99 of the world's olive oil, with Spain being the world's biggest producer. So the verb that goes here is produce. From ancient times, space today. For today, through today, until today, since today. The only word that can make sense here is until today. For many olive growers keep their ancient traditions and still harvest the olives space hand. In hand, on hand, with hand. No, the correct preposition here is by hand. I do it by hand. Number 5. Ancient civilizations used olive oil, space, money, and medicine. At money, as money, on, off. They used it as money, of course. 6. Number 6. They would heat it up and drop it down on the enemy. Space days. Their days, these days, this days, or those days. Of course, these days, because it means nowadays. It's about the present times. Number 7. One important study showed that Mediterranean people have the space hearts in the Western world. Which word describes the hearts here? Lightest, lowest, healthiest, or smallest? Of course, we're not speaking about the weight or the size. We're speaking about the condition, whether it's healthy or unhealthy, so it's healthiest. Number 8. Other studies have shown that using olive oil can help to protect people from some types of diseases. The olive oil producing countries now sell large space of olive oil to countries in Europe. So here we need a noun. Now sell large is the verb, and after the large is the adjective, and after the adjective we need the noun that it describes. So they sell large what? Amounts, groups, lots, numbers of olive oil. Of course, to describe olive oil, we need the word amounts. Number 9. Olive oil improves the lives of people everywhere when it is part of a well-balanced food, dish, diet, or plate. Of course, we don't mean that the olive oil is going to be literally a part of your dish or your plate, and food does not make sense here. We need here a word that describes the system of your eating, which is diet. Number 10. The Mediterranean people are happy to space their secret with the word. Here we need a verb. To give their secret with the word, no, doesn't go. To offer it with the word, no, doesn't fit. Share it with the word, yes, it's the best choice here. Well done, and thank you so much for being so good. I need you to think about these ideas and come up with your own answers. Is your country famous for a particular type of food? What kind of food is Egypt famous for? And tell me about yourself, whether you enjoy it, why or why not. Do you prefer to eat at a restaurant or at home? Which one do you prefer to eat at and why? Would you rather eat a salad or vegetables with your main meal of the day? Why and why not? Which one do you prefer, salad or vegetables? That's all for now. Thank you so much for sharing this, and have a nice time. Thank you, and see you soon.